What's up guys, my name is Tom, welcome back to another video, and today here for another F1 2021 mod showcase. Today we're going to drive as George Russell in the Williams FW43B. If you haven't watched the previous mod showcases, I'm going to put a card above in this video if you want to check those one out. I've been putting a bunch of them because we're getting to this stage of the season, of the calendar year, where we have a lot of mods, maybe probably the best part of the season, but anyway, for an F1 gamer. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash like and subscribe to see plenty more Formula 1 content. Really motivates me to make more. If you're new, make sure to join the family. You're going to have an absolute banger of a time. But today we're going to use two mods like I used in the previous video where I drove as Fernando Alonso in his brand new Alpine back to the sport. I'm using two mods, one made by LucasDesigns and another one made by Zerda. This update, brand new update by LucasDesigns, has the Williams and the Ferrari car in their chassis, so it's not that annoying FOM chassis. Lucas is an absolute banger of a mod, a total legend, which somehow he managed to put the Williams livery on its chassis, which if you don't know, if you're not familiarized with F1 modding, the Williams chassis is the hardest 3D model to work with. But anyway, we're going to do a very short and sweet race around Silverstone, 25% one, and if you want to try this mod by yourself, the links are going to be in the description, and it only works for PC, so bear that in mind. You can only play with mods if you're playing in PC. But here we are on the grid, one-stop strategy, more than the same in these short and sweet 25% races, starting on the softs and then on the mediums. It's going to be really interesting to see what we can do in the slowest car challenge. We can say that because the Williams in this game is the slowest car, not maybe in the real life season, because the Williams is the only car that improved their lap times in comparison with the last year's pre-season testing. But here we go, 5 red lights for the Silverstone Grand Prix. Let's see what we can do, starting in last place as George Russell, and it's lights out, and there we go. Very good start against Nicholas Latifi, and trying to get a closer look maybe to the AlphaTauri. We are under pressure from one of the AlphaTauris, and we are kind of boxed in as we go into turn 1, and I think Latifi, his whole momentum was broke because everyone is going slow through. The first corner is always very tricky around this track, but up the inside we go of both AlphaTauris, going side by side with Gasly, and now we're going to try to make the move around the inside, maybe try to take a look on the McLaren, but I don't have enough grip. It's going to be really hard if you want to score points in these films. But look at the livery, it looks really nice in the game, I'm not gonna lie, especially seeing in the Williams chassis. But anyway, we're going to press on, and it seems that we are in the pressure of Gasly, which sends one down the inside through at the end of the Wellington straight, but we managed to defend that. As I'm trying to take a wide line, maybe trying to take a cheeky look onto the McLaren. I want to say that maybe it's Lando Norris, which is trying now to get a look on the new Haas in a few days time. I forgot to mention, you're going to have a mod showcase of the brand new Haas car. But anyway, going side by side, and Norris sails past a run inside. It's not a Haas, so apologies for that. It's one of the Alfa Romeos. It's so confusing because they're both wide from the back. But anyway, we made a move on Giovinazzi, I want to say, and that's into P16 if I'm not wrong, but everyone is bunched up, so let's try to, you know, maybe take the pieces of some battles. It's going to be really hard, but maybe a top 15 would be, I would say it would be a very successful job in this Williams car. But some side-by-side action between one of the Alpines and the Haas car of Mick Schumacher, I want to say, and Alonso still side-by-side as we go through the final corners, and Norris going a little bit slow. That's going to allow us to send one down the inside, run outside. We go very close margins with the Brit as we are going still side-by-side with a very fast last corner as we're going still going at it. And how it's going to be through the first corner is not good, definitely is not going to be flat when you're going side by side, especially in this Williams car. And Norris, in the end of the day, keeps that position, and now Gasly trying to go on the inside. So very hectic first laps of this British Grand Prix as I'm pushing to the absolute limit to these Williams like George Russell does in the real life. You might noticing that the numbers are still the same of the last year, so sooner or later we're going to have an update where we have the correct numbers. But Gasly now sends once again another up the inside. I had to do a little correction, otherwise we would lose a bit of our front wing. So very quick reactions, and it seems that Gasly is definitely much stronger in that AlphaTauri, and it's been a challenge to you know, keep this P16. But now Norris run outside, goes off Mick Schumacher. This should be a pretty easy move, but Schumacher trying to resist, but not enough in that very weak Haas car, which is going to have a lot of trouble this season and struggle a lot if they want to score some points. If you ask me, if they're going to score points, they're going to need a miracle like it was at the Mugello Grand Prix, at the Tuscan Grand Prix. But anyway, we're getting closer and closer to Schumacher, gaining he has still the DRS, so that makes things a little bit easy for him as a starting personal best. So we're starting to get to the stage of the race where we have some clear air. You can see that our car is a little bit heavy because of fuel, because I forgot to remove some of them. But to run outside we go off Schumacher. Is this going to be enough? Leaving a little bit the room just enough, but it doesn't have the grip and the traction on that Haas Ferrari to do anything. It is going to be a sitting duck for the rest of this Grand Prix as he's being overtaken by both AlphaTauri cars, which started way down the order. And run outside goes Gasly through Stowe. This should be pretty easy. Actually, Schumacher resists a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Gasly winning that battle, and Schumacher has absolutely no answer whatsoever to defend off those AlphaTauri cars about us. We're doing kind of a miracle. P15 is our targeting position for this video, as I'm getting closer and closer to the Alfa Romeo of Raikkonen and the Haas of Nikita Mazepin. This guy seems to be going at it, and there goes Raikkonen. He's going to try to go on inside of the Russian, and he made the move pretty cleanly, but I forgot to tell you that on this lap we're going to try to do the undercut, so apologies if I ruin a little bit the spectacle of the race, but I decided that these tires were a little bit done. I was starting to drop a lot to the AlphaTauris, so I decided, okay, I'm going to try to do the undercut and see if I can do something, because I don't want to be sit behind. If I have a chance to score points, which is going to be really hard, I think at the max we can get maybe P12, P13, so points I want to say already that are a little bit out of the question, unless we have a miraculous safety car or a miraculous couple of DNFs. But anyway, good stop from the boys that fitted the yellow stripe tires, the medium tires. You can see the safety car ahead. He has already the livery, the brand new livery they're going to have this season. Absolutely love it. So you can see that this mod is a very complete mod. The only bad part which Lucas and the other modders don't have any fault are the names, which I'm still trying to make the cheat engine work, but it's really hard, so I want to apologize. But trust me, modding and changing names in this game since 2019 is super hard, and it makes things really tricky to make these videos and maybe see the names. But anyway, 2 laps later, as I'm pushing a lot, you can see a little bit of a track extending as I'm trying to push as hard as I can, and you can see that Gasly very close to his front wing as we sent one down inside. Ricardo is out of the race, but no safety car or virtual safety car is going to be deployed. But that was really close. At the end we might get just ahead, only just ahead of Gasly, but you can see that how close it was. Just to see that the undercut is very powerful around here, but that AlphaTauri is so much stronger than the Williams that it works with the overcut. But anyway, it seems that we might be under pressure. At the moment we are in P14, but some guys still need to make their stops, but I don't have any answer, because I'm starting to run out of ERS, because I've been pushing a lot when it comes to the battery. And there goes Gasly. I'm assuming that there's nothing that I can do in this Williams car, and that's us down into P15. But I think if we keep this pace, we're going to accomplish our target result for this mod showcase video, as we cross the line starting lap 10. And are we going to maybe overtake Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri? Might be really close between the 2 AlphaTauri cars, actually, as Gasly now tries to go run inside, but it doesn't have enough room. Tsunoda now on the hardest comparative tire with just 4 laps to go. A very interesting strategy from the Japanese, which thinks that the hardest comparative tire is the best option for the closing stages of the race. So maybe we might have a chance maybe to finish in P13, but you can see that I'm already dropping behind these guys. I'm actually not under pressure from someone, from anyone. Raikkonen pitted in the same lap of Tsunoda, and it was on the hottest comparative tire, so I won't say that it is just bring it home. I'm trying to push if I can catch Tsunoda, which sooner or later might be under pressure from his teammate, but it seems that P14 should be the position that we're going to finish in for at the end of this Grand Prix. But you can see that I'm setting personal best as the car is starting to get lighter and lighter. But this is the race between the 2 AlphaTauri cars, and Gasly is going to be Tsunoda should be under pressure. There he is, Gasly up the inside through Stowe. You can see that Tsunoda's number is wrong, is with Kvyat's name, so apologies to that, as I'm trying to I'm using 2 mods, and when I'm trying to merge them, the installation can go wrong sometimes, so apologies to that. But anyway, Gasly gets through pretty nicely, but that doesn't mean anything, because he's not going to score points. Lewis Hamilton, in a league of his own, wins the British Grand Prix. About us is another George Russell race, where very carry this Williams to position that shouldn't be P15. It's a very good one as we're going through that final time through. So you can see that I run out of ERS. I tried to push, I tried to catch Snowder, but no use. These mediums were starting to fall off a little bit. Remember that we pitted 2 lap earlier, but here we go through the final couple of corners. It's going to be a very good result nonetheless, as George Russell in his brand new Williams FW43B. I can say that is a pretty good result considering that the car that we have. But guys, that has been another mod showcase in my channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash like and subscribe to see plenty more Formula 1 content. Really motivates me to make more. If you're new, make sure to join the family. We're going to have an absolute banger over time. Credits to Zerda and LucasDesigns, especially to LucasDesigns that designed this car. Looks absolute spot on. I know it doesn't look 100% accurate comparing with the real life car, but you have to understand that F1 modding is really hard, and trust me, what he did is an absolute banger of a charge. So if you want to join actually his Discord server, if you want to know the updates early about his mod, the link is on his mod page if you want to join to the squad. But anyway guys, that has been me for today. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys for benefit next time. But for now, take care.